I like I'm starting a doll collection, and I get all big fat dolls. Hello! Oh, good. We're going to have our picture taken. Come here, Bill.
You don't have to stand for that.
Bill, no, but
You're in time. We haven't
with your
had
face
dinner.
sort of. Hi, Caleb. Lots.
Oh, but you can't see the names.
And yes, well.
Peter, bend the flowers down just for a second. See, there's Grandma Beth.
That's Grandma Beth. And
okay.
She lived 20 years after Grandpa
gosh, it was that far, wasn't it?
Well, I just figured that out when I looked at the marker. Of course, I've known it before, but I just, you know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now you can take it.
And they were just moved here.
And they haven't sodded it, and it's been over a year, and I'm furious. If I ever get furious, I'm furious.
Well, we could have brought some grass seed.
Okay. Now this one, if you can get down close enough, is Uncle Clyde, Grandpa Cleve's, and Aunt Stell's and Aunt Jen's youngest brother, who was killed.
Not your brother?
No, this is...
Oh, I didn't realize there were two
Well,
Clydes.
that's what my brother Clyde was named after, this brother Clyde of Grandpa Preuitt, your Grandpa Preuitt.
Okay, now what about this Weaver? That we're not related
to them?
No,
none of those. And the next one then is Aunt Nancy, is Grandma, Granny Preuitt, we called her. And next to her...
Now wait, is that, so that's
Granny
Cleve's
Preuitt
mother?
would be Daddy's, yes.
Cleve's mother.
Grandpa, your grandfather, Cleve's mother. And then next to her is Joel Preuitt, and he was her husband. And now I knew...
so that's Grandpa's
Now we
dad.
called him Daddy Preuitt, though.
You didn't call him Grandpa?
No, we called him Daddy Preuitt. Nancy May had a Daddy Billy, her father, Daddy George, her father's brother, and Daddy Preuitt, her grandfather. So we just adopted that Daddy Preuitt deal, too. Okay. And this is Aunt Stell, Grandpa Pruitt's sister.
And she was a Hackley. Our neighbors are Hacklers.
Stella Hackley, And then just at the foot then is Daddy Billy Hackley, her husband. And I loved him. He was kind to me from the time they were about in their early 40s when they got married.
Aunt and Uncle.
Aunt Stell was my aunt, yes, and Daddy Billy was her husband. And I adored him. I really did. He was always sweet and kind to me.
That's a really pretty headstone.
And then this...
Wait. Was he into horses?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. He was a horseman all their married life. And see,
really
it says
pretty.
Daddy Billy.
Yeah,
Can
I see
you
that.
see that?
I see that.
I was wondering if the camera could...
Well, I think so, yeah.
Okay, now this one then is Clyde Coe Pruitt, my brother. And your
that's
daddy's
your grandpa's brother.
Your daddy's brother.
See, he died the year I was
Grandpa
born.
Pinky?
Grandpa Pinky's brother. Genevieve's brother.
My own brother, like you and
Do you remember the date
Luke are
that he
brothers.
died?
Well, it was in the May, I think,
So he
or
was
June.
born a few months before I was
In
born.
55,
I mean,
you
he
see.
died before I was born. Because I was born in September.
Well, he died in 55,
Yeah.
you see, and born in 1908. I guess he was 4 years older than I, because I was born in
Now, who's M?
no, I was born in 13, so he was 5 years. Now, this is Uncle Frank Pruitt, and you didn't know him at all.
Obviously not.
He was your Grandpa Cleve's brother.
Oh, okay.
And he died long before, I don't know that Pinky even knew him. And then this is Aunt Nancy, his I think about his second or third wife. But she had red hair, and I dearly loved her. And the worst word I ever heard her say was, "Oh, shucks." She was just a dear,
So they had no
woman.
children?
They had no children. She died in 1920, you see, so I was only about 7 years old, but even so, I remember her, and she said, "Oh, shucks." And that's the worst bad word she ever said, I think. Now, you couldn't say that for Uncle Frank. He knew all of them. Just like Daddy did.
Okay, now where are we?
Well, it was slang maybe.
Okay, now, wait, here at the Vermilion.
Okay, now this, I have to get around in front. Do you know,
Don't tell me you don't know who it is.
I'm not sure. Ernie,
You know who AF Vermilion is?
who is this Vermilion? I don't know who
What's that?
This one.
Who this
It
person
says
is.
Father
That's
name.
Uncle Arnold. That's Hazel and Helen's father.
Oh, Uncle Arnold, yes. Well, that's right. Well, he's the one that my dad, Aunt Coda's first husband, brother of Uncle Ernest.
Okay.
And when Uncle
Ernest
Arnold,
Vermilion, the one that Daddy worked for.
yes,
He died in the flu epidemic during the war.
yes.
19, something like
Yes.
that.
In 1918.
1918.
And my daddy cried. I can see him holding his face in his hands with his feet propped up on the coal bucket and cried when he heard the news that Uncle Arnold had died.
Wow.
But then we loved Uncle Ernest Vermilion always. And could have married his brother then after he died. He was just young, you see, when they were first married. Then this is Uncle Bert, Grandpa Preuitt's other brother, another brother of
Now,
your
you
grandpa.
mean your grandpa.
No,
not my
your
grandpa.
grandpa. Uncle Bert was Grandpa Cleve's brother.
Okay.
And I loved him. We had fun together, always.
You say you loved everybody.
Well, she did. She's a very loving person.
Well, there's one here I didn't.
Who?
Don't tell
Uh-huh.
Who?
And this is Uncle John Reed. Now, he was a twin brother of Uncle Joe.
Trying to help.
I want this on your tape. Uncle John was an identical twin brother of Uncle Joe Reed, whose stone will be over there a little bit later. This was Uncle John, and I just adored him. We were good friends as I was a teenager growing up, you know. He'd come down to Aunt Jen's and bring his horses.
So all these people
For the
lived in
fair.
Higginsville when you did.
No, not all. Uncle Bert didn't. I guess most of them did. Okay. Then this, of course, is Jen, Grandpa Kurt's
Now this is the Aunt Jen I
older
know.
sister. Yes, yes.
Now her name was Jennifer though, wasn't it?
No, her name was Virginia,
But their headstone says
and
Jen.
my
That's
name
funny.
is Genevieve, but people called her Jen and Jenny, and they call me Jen and Jenny, and I love it, even though I'm not Virginia. And then this,
Caleb, this is the lady I was telling you. I can only remember sick.
you don't remember when she was ever well?
Well, I remember her here, you know, visiting her a bit, but I remember her more once she like lost her leg and was really sick, which is really sad because there was a whole lot more to her than that.
Lost her leg.
Oh my, yes. She was like a second mother to me.
I know that,
And
but most of my
Mom.
memory of her is when she was sick.
Lost her leg.
Okay, now this is her little girl's stone, and she was 12 years old when she passed away. During, I think she had had pneumonia several times, and that winter it took her life. But she was just 12 years old, but she was always sweet and thoughtful of everybody.
And that was her only child.
That was their only child, yes. And it almost killed them. But they, and Jen did finally come out of it, you know. But that's why it's fun for us to meet here like this on Memorial Day, because she looked forward to Memorial Day every year of having the relatives and friends come down, and always she had a whole bunch of food prepared, and anybody who stopped by our house, she'd come back over here with them, although she'd come over at 7 o'clock in the morning and do her decorating. And then this is Uncle Joe, her husband, who again was twin brother to Uncle John over here. And of course, John was no blood relation, but Uncle Joe was married to Aunt Jen.
She's whose sister?
Aunt Jen
Yeah, Jen is whose sister?
was your Grandpa Preuitt.
Cleve's
Your
sister.
grandpa,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. Now you're
Okay.
confusing what I thought I had. Never mind.
Now over
There's more vermilions here.
Uncle Ernest Vermillion.
And that's the one Daddy used to work for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he died in '68. I didn't remember the date, but it's good that the dates are on the markers. And then Helen was their daughter, so they arranged when they bought these lots for her to be buried between them because they were both so exceedingly fond of her.
She was
And
never
then-
married?
Helen? She
So
never
that's-
took her husband's name. She was just married long enough to have Gay.
Oh, that's Gay.
Gay is,
I
this
see.
was Gay's, she calls her Mama Helen, because she always called Aunt Coda Mama, you see, because she was just 4 years old when Helen died. Barbara was 5. And then, of course, Aunt Coda then over here
Now this is who we used to
Why
live
is there
across the street from.
Why is there another head?
was, where, honey?
There's another headstone right there.
No, it's a different Ernest.
I don't
Ernest
know,
P.
it could be the Legion put it there, honey.
Oh.
I've never seen that. Tell you the
87
truth.
68.
But this
Oh,
is
yes.
Daddy and Aunt Jan's and Aunt Stell's sister. And then there was, see, the Uncle Bert.
Hey guys, remember the story I told you about the burnt cookies that Daddy said, this is the lady who would burn the cookies for him.
She burned cookies?
He came in the door one day when she had burnt the last thing of cookies, and he said, "Oh, it's all right, Aunt Jen, or Aunt Coda, I love burnt cookies." So then thereafter, she always burnt one batch of cookies for
Well,
but he just did it to be nice. He didn't
well,
really
my
like burnt cookies.
neighbor likes them that are just practically black on the bottom. And whenever I accidentally burn any, I take them back to him. And he always says that's the way I like them.
So he was in the army?
We'll have to look at this. Ernest P. Vermillion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Uncle
That's
Ernest,
who-
and they must have put that at the foot of his
That
grave.
must be the one the army put.
Yes.
She
says the
American
American
they
Legion
put the
does
flag there too. Well, he was
Obviously
a
been there
dear,
a while.
he was a dear, sweet man.
Okay, now there's more vermilions over
now
here.
those are relatives of the Vermillions. I guess this was Uncle Ernest and Uncle Arnold's mother. This is their father, and this is their brother. And he was killed while Daddy was working with him down in Waverly on what they called the bridge gang. Daddy was working for Uncle then, and they were building a bridge down in Waverly, and there was a big explosion, and one of those things blew off of a tank and just ripped through his body, killed him
There's there
instantly.
one more.
It didn't do him any
That's a
good.
Dickie, okay. And there, we're not related. So vermilions
No,
we're really
it-
only related to by marriage, not by blood.
Yes, right.
Okay.
And this Kate and David Dickey, though, used to live in Aunt Jen's house.
Huh.
And
While she was still there?
they roomed with her. They rented the basement apartment at Aunt Jen's.
Now,
And
are they
lived-
brother and sister?
No,
They were born in the same year though.
well, that must be Kate's husband then, because Kate Dickey was yeah. Well, I don't know about this, David. I don't know. Maybe that. No. Oh, maybe that. Yeah, that would be Mr. and Mrs. Dickey, the parents, and they rented Aunt Jen's basement apartment. And Mrs. Dickey was a sweet little gray-haired woman, just clean as a pin, and kept that basement apartment just like she would have if it had been a palace, because she was just that kind of housekeeper. So then David was her
Kinda like
sweet
me,
little
yeah.
husband, and he was a little short,
Oh,
white-haired
sure.
man.
Starting to
She
rain.
was almost 90.
did?
She was 84 years old.
So my grandma's 85.
Okay, now is that everybody?
Yeah. I hope so.
Shirley Preuitt. She's married to Billie Jean Preuitt, and her nickname is Pinky. Wave to us, Pinky.
Hi guys.
Now tell us the story of why you're named Pinky.
Okay. Sure. My granddaughter was 2 years old. One of my granddaughters. She said to her mother, I would like to go see Grandma. And she said, what Grandma? She said, oh, you know that pink one. So I've been picking.
Never been down here to do this.
Ever since now, I know.
Do you wear a lot of pink?
A lot of pink.
Because one of my grandmas does.
And Bill brought me everything that they had that was pink in Europe last summer.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, everything I have is pink. My house is pink.
Yeah, get in there and smile right there.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
We have another Shirley. You don't even live any closer than she does.
Well,
I just
maybe we
feel like a sister to her mother
Oh.
because I just always loved her. She married my brother. I loved her before.
your brother. Okay, I can
Her
get
mother.
That's my mother. Ernie.
And where does she live?
California.
Well, right. She married after several years. And she married an old boyfriend that she had.
Isn't that neat to marry your own?
Other bad guys trying to take him away from him. And they had a big shootout with machine guns and everything and killed the guy, the bad guy they were trying to take away from him, and a couple of FBI agents and a couple of city policemen. But anyway, that's called a handgun, H&R. Harrington and Richardson. No. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. This is Springfield here. No, no M1 in there. You mean a little carbine, M1 carbine? Like that? Or a great big M1 Curran? Okay. This kind of looks, this is a 44 carbine. That's a Marlin there. This one here kind of looks like one, but that's from the First World War. That's it's either an Eddystone or a Springfield. I can't see. They both kind of look alike on the bottom. Yeah, that gun there was, it come like that. It was made like that. It looked like it's sawed off and everything, but it's not. Shoots 410.
Be respectful.
Say cheese. I'm not.
Don't laugh.
Don't laugh. Let's show up. Mine only goes down. How far should it go down? Mine's 3, I think.
Well, it says it needs light, but it'll come out okay.
I'm surprised how
This is
good
my
mine.
mother's camera.
Oh.
Mine.
I got a little Sony. It's not the little one in your hand. It's next to the spouse.
Well, that's what Mom has. And she brought me this one.
I was amazed
It's
what that goes down.
cat. I think the top one's a
Anyway, I'll send you
cat.
pictures of the boys.
And the other one's
Oh, excuse me, honey.
Showing up anyway. It's nice of you to let you visit. Very appreciated.
I knew I was going to get back here.
I heard what you did. What I'm supposed to do.
I feel like I'm standing in a redwood forest.
Really? You look so tall.
I told Ernie, hey, look at all the balls in that.
You look the funniest
I
story.
love you guys. This has been a fun day.
When Shirley Temple was
Donnie was about.
And I want to come see your house sometime.
Donnie was
So sweet.
56.
So what?
Sweet.
Well, give me that 3 days notice.
Yes, right.
Wave at me, Jerry.
Very way.
Tell your billboard.
Look, Aaron. Oh, that's Peter.
Oh, I want to wave like
Peter, stop.
Like the great.
Like
You'll
the
be the
king.
big one.
Want to wave like, yeah.
Mom, did you hit me?
Yes.
Oh, you gonna be the king?
Okay, wait, now I need Billy and Shirley. Shirley, stop that. Billie Jean, turn around.
Say bye-bye.
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 One of the doctors gave me Tylenol. Imagine, with all the pain relievers they have at the hospital, they use what I use. It made a real difference. Then I could too.
Tylenol, a pain reliever hospitals use.
That was just be back in space.
Tomorrow, you can experience Chevy Chase taking country living to its